Hey everyone, welcome back to the Empire Build Academy. I'm Fabian, and today I've got the best siege generals currently on Evony 2025. Let's get straight into it. So welcome back to my channel. Like I say, this is a Best Siege Generals 2025. I've done my research on a few various different websites, and that's behind the decisions I've made for the Best Siege Generals on Evony 2025. If you are new to my channel and this is the kind of content you enjoy, then please do consider subscribing to my channel as well as liking this video. It really does help me with the YouTube algorithms and getting my content out there, so that would be amazing if you could do that. I also have other videos on here, including the likes of Wall Generals on Evony, and also tips and guides which you can go and find on my channel. It's not just Evony I do other games as well, such as Rise of Kingdoms, Guns of Glory, and I also have a website which goes alongside this, which is called empirebuildacademy.com. Just going to jump over there to that, and everything I do on YouTube I put as a guide or a blog on the website as well. So that's empirebuildacademy.com. Now let's get back to the best siege generals that are on Evony 2025, and like I say, the information has been gathered from the different places that you can go and find this information out yourself on different websites, and that is exactly what I've done today. So I'm going to jump down from 10 to 1st, and in 10th place is Melisande, if I said her name right. Now, I do know a lot of people really do enjoy the march size percentage, so I've included that in this breakdown, and you can see that for Melisande, she has a march size of 25%. You can also see the different buffs there that I've placed in there. So the first one is the total stats level 40, 5 red stars, and cultivated to 500. If you was to do that all the way across, you would get an attack percentage of 220%, defense 216, HP 212.4. And then you can see going down, I've also included the skill awakened buffs, specialities, skin, covenant, skill book, and then finally the total. So the total attack for Melisande is 431%, her defense is 341%, and her HP is 342.4, which leaves her in 10th place on this list. Let's move across to 9th place, and this is a relatively new general. This is Maurice de Saxe for march size, and the attack is a total of 418.8%. We've got a defense of 368.4 and a HP of 336.2. Now, I did mention about my website. I will be replicating this on my website. I will turn this into a blog post with all the different images that you can see on here. So if you do prefer reading it like that, that will be available on the website within the next 24 to 48 hours. In 8th place, we have Theodosius the First, and march size is a little bit lower than Maurice. It's 25%. Total attack 422, defense 387.8, and a HP of 317.4, leaving Theodosius in 8th place. In 7th, we have Gunther, and again, we can see the march size is 22%, and I know that this is a big driver as into what people use for their generals. He has a total attack of 443.4%, defense 387.2, and a HP total of 373.2%. Do let me know in the comments who you are using and who you are also pairing these with, which I've done a little breakdown of that as well, which I will show you at the end of this video. For 6th place, we've got Stephen II, and march size quite decent actually, 30%. And we have a total attack of 433.8, a defense of 381.6, and a HP of 383.4%. Jumping into the top 5, and in 5th place, we have Theobald the First, and you can see his attack is 448.4, his defense is 379.8, HP 368.4%, and quite a decent march size there of 34% as well. So very decent, Theobald, and that is why he is in the top 5. Going into 4th place, we're moving along quite nicely. Champlain, very recent general that's been added to the Evony game. And we have a march size of 24% for Champlain, so a little bit lower than a couple of the ones that didn't make it into the top 5. But he has a total attack of 448.6%, defense is 382.6%, and HP is 401.2% as well. And now we go into the top 3. These are the 3 best generals from the research that I've done. And in 3rd place, we have Christina. And Christina, march size is a little bit low, so that would be taken into consideration. And maybe not many of you would use this, but she has 17% march size. For an attack, she has 466.4, defense 422.2, and HP 386.4%. So really intrigued as to what you would do with Christina. Would that march size put you off, or would you actually use her? Top 2, and they are 2 recent generals. In 2nd place is Hersilia. March size 28%, very decent. She has an attack total of 480.8%, and she has a defense 430, and finally a HP of 380.4%. But remember, these generals here are all premium generals, so they are going to be tough to get a hold of unless you are spending. I will be doing a free-to-play version on all of these different ones. I'm just going to get the siege, ground, mounted and ranged out first, and then once I've done that, I will jump on to a same type video for you, but for the free-to-play players instead. And in 1st place, you may already be aware who this is, and this is Romulus, who comes with an incredible march size of 40%. And that 40% is broken down for 12% in the skills. He's got 8% in the specialities, none in the skin, but he does have 8% in the covenant, and the skill book is 12% there. His attack is 502.8% broken down. That is 217.8% for total stats, 150% for his skill awakened. Specialities would increase that by 85%. He gets 10% on the skin, 15% on the covenant, and a skill book extra of 25%. Defense, 214.8% on the total stats. Skill breakdown is 115. Speciality is 10. Nothing for the skin. 10% on the covenant. 25% on the skill book. And lastly, the HP for the total stats, 220.8% breakdown. Skill is 100%. Speciality is 55%. Skin is 18%. Covenant 15%. And skill book is 25%. And we can see here, based on these stats, Romulus is very, very good. He's got awesome attack, defense, and HP, and that march size of 40% is definitely going to make this guy one of the main generals that people will be going after. Now, I'm just going to jump over to the game, because if you're not aware of this, it would be worth mentioning. So I'm just going to jump over to Evony now, and I was saying about the fact that these are premium generals. Now, in order to get, let's say, Romulus, let's use Romulus as an example. Unless you are getting these generals when they first come out. So, as an example, the one this week is Gonzalo. Now, if I go into Gonzalo right now, and I was to use my tokens getting Gonzalo today, I would really get a good percentage ratio on getting Gonzalo. But if we see Romulus in here, Romulus is even in here. He isn't even in there. So just to make that detail aware, that Gonzalo 17.5%, he's going to pop out far more than anyone else, and Romulus wouldn't be included in that. So what I'm trying to say is, if you do want one of these generals, you've literally got to get it when they first come out, because the percentage is higher. And if I go into my items as well, and I'll click on items, and I'll go down to my one, I'm actually saving some up. So you can see that I've got 52 of the Historic General Premium, I've got 6 of the Glory, and then I also have 1 of the Normal. But again, if I click into the detail, and I click into the chance, you can see Gonzalo is 9.52%, the rest of them are all 0.48, which would mean getting those different people like Romulus would be incredibly difficult. And again, let's have a look. Is Romulus even in here? He is, as he says, going all the way down. Maybe he's right down at the bottom. I don't know. I might have gone past him, genuinely. But what I'm saying is 0.48%, even if he was in here and he is at that 0.48%, you can see why he wouldn't be beneficial in trying to get him. And there he is. These are all the new ones. So these are the recent generals that are brought out. And you can see Maria Carolina, 0.48. James Cook, 0.48. Champlain was on the list, 0.48. So again, as much as these siege generals are great, you almost need to get them if you are going to be a spender as soon as they come out. And if I look at the glory ones as well, which was these ones, it's not glory I want to look at. We already looked at them. Let's have a look at the detail on the premium tokens. And on the premium, you can again see Gonzalo is top, 17.54%, and the rest are all 0.8s. But again, using that ratio, that means if I was to use all of my 58, 60 tokens I've got so far, I'm going to end up with a lot of copies of Gonzalo. But in order to get Romulus and all of those people, it would be incredibly, incredibly difficult. And the best option there is to wait for the next siege general to come out and use all those tokens in one go. Don't be using tokens 2 here, 3 there, 1 here. It's not beneficial to you on the game. And me, that is why I'm saving these up. I'm probably going to save them up to around the 80 mark. Not quite sure exactly when I will go into it. I think 80 seems to be a good figure for people to trying to send whoever the general is that I get, which incidentally I'm doing a wall defense general, to 5 stars. So that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to save up 80, and that is my recommendation to you guys out there as well. Okay, so that was just one little thing I just wanted to mention there about that. Now, again, going back to this now, let's have a look at 11 to 20 on the best siege pairings. And we can see in 20th we've got Christina and Theobald with a total buff of 1648. Romulus and Maurice de Saxe coming in 19th. 18th, Gunther and Hersilia. In 17th, we've got Stephen and Hersilia. 16th, Champlain and Romulus. Hersilia and Stephen for 15th. Hersilia and Gunther for 14th. Romulus and Stephen for 13th. 12th is Hersilia and Theobald. Romulus and Gunther come in 11th. And the top 10 for best siege pairings, and again, this information has been sourced from the internet. You can go and do your research as well. You might find different information out to what I have. But for the top 10, we've got Christina and Champlain, 1683% total buff. We've got Champlain and Hersilia. You can see actually Hersilia pops up quite a lot. So she's definitely someone that you would be considering putting in as an assistant general. Christina and Romulus are in 8th. Hersilia and Christina Awakened is in 7th. We've got Hersilia and Champlain in 6th. Romulus and Christina make the top 5. Christina and Hersilia 4. Hersilia and Romulus 3. 2 would be Romulus and Champlain. And we can see there at the top the best general Romulus paired with what looks like the best assistant general Hersilia. They have an attack percentage of 683 combined. Defense would be 528. HP would be 546, giving an incredible total buff of 1757%. So that brings me to the end of the best siege pairings on Evony. I tried to keep it short, tried to keep it simple. I'm trying to do that a little bit more with my website. I'm actually going to give the website a little makeover and do some work in the background. But these things do take time. It's not my full-time job, so it's something I have to do in the background as and when I get time. But what I will be doing is over the next week, I will be getting out the ground, ranged, and mounted version of this kind of video. And then I will, like I say, do a blog version for each of those on empirebuildacademy.com. So do let me know what you think in the comments to this particular video. Are there some things you disagree with? Are there some things that I haven't actually included that could be important? Do let me know in the comments what you think, and who are you using? Did you manage to get Romulus? Because obviously doing the best siege generals and doing this video, the one person who really stands out in this is definitely Romulus. And, you know, we could be waiting quite a while for someone who is as decent as Romulus on the siege generals. And Hersilia, also a very, very good option as well. So if you do have her, then fair play to you as well. That is another general that is really good. In relation to the one I have, and this was before And I'm very, very annoyed that I was used to just open my general tokens all the time. But just to show you who I actually have Stephen. Where are you? Stephen the second. And I have him to 3-star, not the 5-star. I could have done 5-star if I would have been a little bit more savvy with those general tokens and saved a lot more up. I mean, sometimes as well, it genuinely might not take 80 tokens. If you have a little bit of luck on the spins and the draws of what comes out, you could even do it in 50, to be perfectly honest, which will then give you a great head start for saving up for your next general, whether that be a mounted or a range. So that is something, like I say, that is how I now do things. I will not get generals any other way other than saving them. And if you're free to play, of course, it's going to take a long time, but it depends how long you're planning to play this game. This account here, the one that we're looking at, which I am Keep 39, I've been playing for about 2 years now, and I still play it, still enjoy it, still love it, and wouldn't consider starting again. So that is why it is important for me to play the long game on this particular game. Okay, so that is the end there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do, like I say, let me know anything else that you think should have been included. And I'll be seeing you in another Evony video, which will most likely be range generals, the best range generals, very, very soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon.